I know a lot of people that frequent my channel are big Shenmue fans like myself, the kind of people who backed Shenmue 3, so I'd love to hear your reaction to the new announcement about a short anime based on the first Shenmue game, and so far it says going a little bit into the story of the second game, coming to Netflix, which is being partially funded by Adult Swim, and Yu Suzuki does have involvement as a producer. Something that when rumors were flying around about something coming out Shenmue related as a project but not Shenmue 4, that was the thing that I think everyone was kind of leaning towards is what it's probably going to be, and that's what it is. I would love to hear what you think about it. I have two reactions to it. One as a fan of Shenmue and benefiting the brand and the future of the series, and one just personally. As far as someone who really enjoys Shenmue and wants to see Shenmue 4 happen, I'm very excited about this because this can be something that helps that happen. I think it will reach a different audience. Of course, you got the people that are already Shenmue fans are going to check this thing out, but I think this is something that could potentially show up, log on to Netflix, it shows up on the page there for new releases, or it gets suggested to people who watch similar shows, and it could reach a whole new audience and really bring a little more name recognition for Shenmue and reach new people and make the, as you expand the audience, you increase the possibility of something like a Shenmue 4 and eventually a Shenmue 5 or whatever actually happening as you expand and make the name more relatable to a wider audience. So you have more interest and you can get more investors involved in funding a project like that if you can show that there's a greater interest in the actual, just the name, the brand of Shenmue itself. So I think that it could be a really good thing moving forward to help something like Shenmue 4 happen. So for that, I'm really excited, and of course I'm going to watch it. And if it's any good, I'll end up buying it if it comes out on a physical format. But that's one perspective. The other thing too is, personally, I don't really have much interest in it. I really like Shenmue, but I really enjoy a certain element of Shenmue. I enjoy existing in its worlds and going through the mundane and I really like the story and the characters and the themes that are involved in Shenmue. But what I like about Shenmue and what I liked about Shenmue 3 and how it stuck with it is exploring those things through that slower paced style, ramping up into those few more adrenaline pumping like moments, but really more existing in that world. I mean, my first playthrough of Shenmue 3 was over 70 hours just because I love just living in that world. I was to the point where, I was actually going around and shopping for food, for the stamina system, and instead of just kind of ingesting whatever just to keep my stamina bar up, I really got into like, what would I actually like to eat, and like actually feeding, him meals and things like that. But I like that element, and to me, when you strip that away and it's condensed down to really just its story elements for something that's a different medium, something that's just a visual, storytelling versus interactive, it's still something that I think could be really good, and I think it will be enjoyable, but at the same time, that's only part of why I like Shenmue, and I think it's kind of a watered down experience for Shenmue, so I'm not personally that super excited. I really hope it's good, and I hope that it's successful because it could help Shenmue in the future. But, so as a fan of Shenmue, I'm super excited, and I'm going to watch it and support it any way that I can. But personally, I'm just not super interested. It's something that's more of a curiosity. I'll check it out, but yeah, so I kind of have two things going on here, dual perspectives, to where, yeah, I'm going to, of course, watch this thing and promote it and in any fashion that is possible, but I'm not super over the moon excited for it. Just kind of an interesting thing. So I'd love to hear your perspective, if you're absolutely ecstatic, and if you agree that this could help expand the brand and the recognition and actually help something like Shenmue 4, in the future get better funding and come out. So yeah, that is that announcement, and we are patiently awaiting seeing what else is going on as we ramp up to hopefully figure out what's going on with Shenmue 4 going into production eventually. And as an aside too, what do you think this could lead to? How do you think Shenmue 4 is going to come about? Because we've heard so little about what's going on with that. Do you think it's going to be something where this could entice someone like Sega to really come in and help fund and make this more of a possibility, or do you think it's still going to be a little more outside the major companies and maybe even be crowdfunded again for Shenmue 4? I'd be curious to see which way do you think the wind is going to blow with the creation of Shenmue 4.